This is terrible.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah.
On purpose?
Yeah, we'll just cut out all that shit. Yeah.
Balls in my mouth.
Okay. You know,
Oh, I'm on fire now.
Oh, pass the fire.
Actually,
Pass it back.
What the fuck?
Bring it. What? On your mark, ready, set, let's go. Dance floor, bro. I know you.
That was actually kind of cool.
That was kind of cool. Let's get to the week that twas. It twas. I'm going to pull up all of these.
Cut this part.
Maybe cut this part. We'll start with myself. I won by only 6, 86-80. Let's make sure we are both in the frame, and we are. Had to sub, did all this trading. I got Andrew Luck, wasn't able to play.
McCoy.
I got McCoy, wasn't able to play. Hopkins actually did pretty well. Not a lot of scoring. I was actually kind of lucky how the Lions Seahawks played out. I was up 84 to something, and the Seahawks only got 4 because the Lions returned fumble for a touchdown.
By the
and
way,
Calvin Johnson fumbled, so he only got 3 points.
only related to that game, Lions defense scored 22 points this week.
The Lions defense?
The Lions defense in fantasy scored 22 points this week.
Against the Seahawks.
Very unexpected.
That's a little... That's the whole season. This whole season is just unexpected. So I got a close win there, 86-80. Looking next at Justin against Tyler. Justin had quite a few. Matt Ryan. Jessica against Dave. I picked Dave. Couldn't have been more wrong. Lost by 33. The trade, I think, actually helped Dave. He got 5 out of Jonathan Stewart, which is better than nothing. And Andrew Luck didn't play this week. So he should have just played Eli Manning, though, who got 24. Not like it would have helped him a ton. Jessica got 32 from Devontae Freeman, pretty much carrying her team, even with Peyton only scoring 10. She got 99 compared to Dave's 66, and she actually scored the most points, so she's got another $5. That's 2 for her. Obviously, we're only in week 4, but no one has been able to score back-to-back yet. We'll see if Jessica can do it next week. I hope not, because I hope to be that guy. Cam, CC's TDs against Rick John, who changed his name to Big Names, No Game. AJ Green with 8 points. That's kind of, I think he's back to reality. That's where he should be. Pierre Garçon with 11. Russell Wilson only with 17 after losing 2 fumbles. And last year, I don't know if you watched the game, they said last year Russell Wilson had 11 fumbles, but he got all of them back. This year, just in that game, lost 2, so that's pretty crazy. Only 57 points, really bad. Cam lucky that he played, Rick, because Cam only got 74, but still came away with the win. That puts Cam at 3-1. Now Tony taking on Kirk. -2 from the Texans D. That's not great. 19 from Doug Martin. Other than that, no one got double digits. Kirk had a pretty strong outing from Chris Ivory, Jeremy Maclin, and Andy Dalton. Kirk got 90, and Tony only with 56. Tony 0-4, and it kind of looks like the fire sale has started. Tony's he's making it rain with his players. He's looking for picks. He's ready to go for next year.
Picks only.
Picks only for Tony. And then finally, the matchup of the century, Mr. Nathan Marchini against Mr. Micah James Garcia. That's rough. Thomas Rawls, only 4 points. I expected him to get at least double digits, which would have put you over the top. Micah, Tyrod Taylor finished with 15, but for a while he was at like -1.
Yeah.
And you were looking really good, and then he came back with a couple garbage time scores.
2 points from Steve Smith Sr.
Yeah, that's rough.
Wasn't super
that's
great.
Rough. And he's out for a while.
And the combo of Micah having the Panthers defense and me having Cam Newton, as the Panthers defense scored more points. Cam Newton wasn't on the field, so he wasn't scoring points.
Yeah.
Huge surprise out of Todd Gwynn Sr. Just a pickup from the waiver. Came out with 2 touchdowns. Very, very psyched about that. Other than that, what are you going to do?
It was a close one. Couldn't quite...
Expected more out of Emmanuel Sanders, but hey.
Couldn't quite get there. Look at the scores. Jessica with the highest at 99. Last week the highest, I think, was myself at 130 something. Jessica got 144 the week before. 99. I mean, everyone this week had low-scoring games. 99, 96, 95, 90, 88, 86, 74, 66, 57. Those are crazy low numbers. Sometimes the weeks just rolls out that way. But yeah, that was interesting to see that many low-scoring games. Hopefully some higher ones next week. Let's get to the trades right before the games started this week. That's a little too far. Rick and Kirk had a trade. Rick traded away Andy Dalton, which he put on the Facebook group that he wanted to do. Got in return Chris Johnson and an 8th-round pick. I kind of like that for Rick. He wasn't really going to play Dalton anyways, probably. He has Russell Wilson. Gets a pick out of it, and Chris Johnson was good for a 1-week fill-in. Once Andre Ellington comes back, Chris Johnson, borderline worthless.
Pretty much.
And then Dave and Cam had a trade kind of at the wire. I think I pushed it through at about 12:45, so really close to kickoff. Obviously, the 9:30 games had already started, but Dave traded away James Jones, Ryan Matthews, and a 9th-round pick. In return, got Carson Palmer and a 5th-round pick. Dave had previously traded away Andrew Luck, so I understand him wanting to get a quarterback. I'm not a super huge fan of that trade for Dave. Carson Palmer always gets injured. I don't know the last time he played a full season. You did get a higher pick out of it, which is nice. Ryan Matthews is pretty much garbage. But James Jones has been doing well, getting about a touchdown every week. And he's a Packer, and Dave's a huge Packer fan. So it was really surprising to see that. Your thoughts?
Sort of agree with you. I mean, Carson Palmer's been putting up the numbers, but he does get hurt. Compensation with the pick. James Jones has been producing, like you said, 8-9 points a week. Yeah. Ryan Matthews, I actually haven't been following. I have no idea, but you say he's garbage. I trust your opinion. So it balances out. I mean, it filled needs.
Yeah, I think it was fair. I think I'm more surprised based on Dave's needs and him being a Packers fan. I think it was more surprising than anything.
Yep.
And then just earlier today...
I don't know why that was special. It's recent. I don't know.
Tony traded away Julio Jones and in return got Travis Benjamin. Actually not a terrible quarterback, but the big part of it, he's getting a 1st-round pick and a 3rd-round pick from Tyler. So the fire sale has officially started in week 4.
The match.
And the sell it all now has started for other teams. Tyler just selling it all. Before I give my opinion, your opinion on this.
1st round and 3rd round seem super expensive for one player.
Yeah.
Tyler, I mean, whatever, man.
He said he couldn't pass it up.
It's your draft. I mean, Julio Jones has been putting up the numbers, but 1st and 3rd and Travis Benjamin.
I mean, the other thing you have to look at, you can only keep 2 guys. You got Eddie Lacy, Jeremy Hill, now Julio. You got some other talent. I don't know. I mean, I would not have made the trade personally. I think it's way too early to sell off your 1st-round pick.
And also the thing that he will be, with the talent that he has on his team, most likely he will get 2 picks, or he will have 2 keepers.
Yep.
With our new system that we voted in this year, he will be missing out on his 0th round pick, his 1st-round pick. He will get 1 second, unless he trades for more, and then he will miss out on the 3rd round.
Yeah, it's
until the 4th
round,
round, he will have 3 players, 2 of which he had this year. That seems like a big sacrifice, a big gamble.
If this was week 10 and you were making that playoff push, I could understand. But week 4, I kind of understand Tony doing the fire sale. And let me say, this is different than Rick trading away Jordy last year. When Rick traded away Jordy, it was later on in the season, but he was only one game out of playoffs. So there's a big difference there. Tony is 0-4 in the same division. I think he's in my division. No, he's not. But in the same division, he has Micah and Cam and Dave. But Micah and Cam are producing a lot right now. I mean, they have high-scoring teams. Tony's 0-4. It doesn't look like it's going to get any better. Just the guys on his team, it doesn't look like it's going to get much better, so I understand that. But man, Tyler, that is a lot to give up. A lot to give up. I mean, if you just even look at that trade from last year that Rick did that nobody was a huge fan of, it was Jordy for a first-round pick, and I think that was basically it. I mean, this you're giving up a first and a third in week 4. It's crazy to me. I think everybody is freaking out right now. You got Justin, who's saying Larry Fitzgerald and guys are up for sale. Rick is saying his guys are up for sale. Tony obviously saying it's just crazy. Everybody,
I think we're in
is
panic
hitting the
mode.
panning.
It's panic mode.
Yep. Because
the stars that we got, that we sacrificed our big picks for, are not producing like they should, and people are panicking and they want fire sale, get these people off my bench and get something for them before they're completely worthless.
Yeah, and I understand that, but
it's week 4, guys.
It's week 4. I mean, relax.
Got a couple of weeks left, 1 or 2. When do we end? 7. Got a couple of weeks left.
We end, I believe, week 14 is our last regular season.
I got jokes.
So yeah, we got 10 weeks left. It's just a little early to hit that panic switch, in my opinion. And the other thing too, you want to set yourself up for next year, but you also paid to play fantasy football and have fun. Try to improve your team. If you give up on this team this year, I mean, what is that? How fun is that after this? It can't be that fun to just say, like, well, what shitty guys am I rolling out this week? Roll the dice. It can't be that fun. Have fun with it. Keep trying. I am all for trades, but man, it just seems a little early. So I guess end of rant there. We'll go to the standings. The high scorers I mentioned, Jessica, that gives her 2 for the year. I have 1, and Nate Trammell has 1. So looking at the Honolulu Blue Division, Jessica is ranked first with a 3-1 record. Justin is second, and I am third. Both of us have a 2-2 record, but Justin is averaging only 2.5 more points per week than I am. And then Rick at 1-3. Rick's still very much in it. He's had it was a tough week this week for the first non-divisional game. So that's a tough one. I think he'll bounce back. I think he'll work his way up. In the Silver Division, Cam is 3-1, Micah is 3-1, but Cam is first, Micah second. Micah did not score a lot of points. Cam did. Cam overtakes that spot. Dave at 2-2. Tony, as we mentioned, falling to 0-4. And then in the Black Division, Kirk at the top at 3-1. Tyler and yourself both at 2-2. Tyler scoring quite a few more points per week, though. And then Nate Trammell actually tied with you in terms of average points per week. However, he is 1-3. So that puts us at Jessica still retaining that number 1 seed. She would be playing myself. That sucks. The number 8 seed. Although I'm in the playoff discussion now, which is nice. That's how quick it can turn, people. Last place 2 weeks in a row. First week and second week, third weeks, whatever. But then fourth week, boom, back, and it changes like that. Really excited. I need to calm down. I need to calm down. Micah would be playing Dave at the 4 and 5 spot. Kirk is at the 2 spot, playing Justin at 7. And then Cam would be at 3, facing Tyler at 6. Tony would be at 12, which would give him the 4th pick. Nate Trammell at 11 for the 3rd pick. Rick at 10th for the 2nd pick. And then you had just moved out of the playoffs. You're at 9 currently. You get the number 1 pick as of right now. So
just call it a day, guys. Let's finish. We'll do the draft. It'll be great.
Yeah, you who would you pick number 1?
I have no fucking idea.
All right.
As of right this very second, I'd go back and pick Devontae Freeman.
That's not a bad pick. Yeah.
Knowing the knowledge that I have.
Yeah. Oh, the Commish versus Cam. It was a rough week in every regards. I mean, Cam and I just going up against each other. Granted, we had to stay within a budget, but we both have all-star casts. I finished with only 53 points. Cam finished with 71. He gets a gross win, but a win is a win. Congratulations to him. Le'Veon Bell basically carrying his team with 20 points. Got some help from Macklin at 14. And then Micah versus the Commish. Yeah, we kind of went through the picks last week of who had who. Micah got 4 out of the 6 right, which is pretty crazy. I only got 2 out of 6 right. Not great for me. We have the matchups here. Did you want to see the teams?
Yes, please.
Okay.
If you would, sir.
We'll pull up the teams for Nate.
My bad that I don't have everybody's teams memorized back.
Dude, you just should. Oh, Jim Caldwell says, we're not going to cry about it in a press conference. Well, by the way, your thoughts on the missed call at the end? I didn't know there was a fucking rule. The player didn't know there was a fucking rule. The ref clearly didn't know it was a fucking rule. So, yeah, kind of on the ref, but at the same time, maybe Calvin Johnson, don't fumble it at the 1. Not the first time he did that. Tampa Bay, 2 years ago. I remember that game very well.
Bitter.
A little bit. Little booty. All right, week 5. We will go to preview in each of these games. The first one is going to be myself against Tyler. Tyler obviously has been scoring quite a few points, and now with the addition of Julio Jones, I think that's obviously going to give him, you got Julio Jones and Randall Cobb there. I have Micah's picks here. That's what I'm doing on my phone, my cellular device. Now, granted, this was before any trades, but Micah claimed that Tyler's running backs are against St. Louis and Seattle, and my wide receivers were against Oakland and Indy. So Micah actually gave me the go-ahead. Now, if he stays with that, which we will let him for the sake of this, he'd be picking me as the underdog. Who are you going with?
Probably going to go after Sickinga this week.
Yeah.
Tom Brady,
Yeah.
probably going to have a good week with Dallas.
Yep.
Eddie Lacy against San Francisco.
Yep.
Jeremy Hill against Seattle.
Yep.
He's throwing Julio Jones in there against Washington. Yeah. Going to have to go with him. You got a lot of guys playing. You're banking heavy on Denver this week, and they are playing Oakland, but also Oakland, it's this year, and most likely Oakland will, outscore Denver by 1 billion points because that's the way this year goes.
Yep, I plan on losing this matchup. I will pick against myself and hope it helps. Probably won't. Yeah, it's not looking good for me. Tyler clearly has the team to beat right now.
He is a very solid team.
Tyler, you better hope your guys don't get injured because you mortgaged the farm, and damn, dude, if one of your dudes goes down, yeah, you'll have other pieces to help, but whew. All right. Justin against Nate. Micah says he's going with Justin. It's a good matchup for Matt Ryan and Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell's going to get a lot of touches, and Nate Trammell's running backs have been struggling. Your thoughts?
Probably going to go with Justin.
Yeah. Battle of the Brothers.
Battle of the Brothers.
Battle
Justin.
of the Brosivs.
Gonna call him. The matchups are good. Larry Fitz is going against Detroit. Detroit's defense is either shaky or the best you've ever seen. So we'll just see how it goes this week.
Likewise, Calvin against Arizona. That's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seahawks against Cincinnati, which...
And Drew Brees has his own issues.
Yeah, who the hell knows what
everything.
he's... Yeah, he did score 26 last week. But, yeah, I will also go with Justin. This is a pretty good matchup here. Jessica against Cam. Jessica is a 9-point favorite. Peyton against Oakland. Gio against Seattle. That kind of sucks. I'm gonna go with Jessica. I think Peyton only had 10 points last week. I think he'll get back on track. Antonio Brown only 4 points last week. I think he'll get back on track. She's got Gronk back in there. Devontae just killing it.
And Devontae's going up against Washington,
Yep.
who he will probably ravage.
Yep.
Ravens D going up against Cleveland may cost her a couple of points there. But overall, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Jessica too. Sorry, Cam.
Micah says Jessica's team continues to put up points, although tough matchups for Gio and David Johnson. We agree, but we're all picking Jessica in this one. Now Rick against Dave. Both of these guys really struggled last week, 57 and 66 points respectively. Oh, boy. I'm going to go with Dave. Broncos against Oakland. You got that defense there. Julian Edelman is coming back. Carson Palmer, I think, will have a bounce-back week because they're against Detroit, so why wouldn't they? Matt Forte is always great. And Joseph Randle, I think you're going to have to run it a lot against New England. Russell Wilson struggled. Arian Foster, Pierre Garçon, Sammy Watkins, Marshawn Lynch, all questionable. Doesn't mean they're not going to play, but they probably won't get as many touches. I'm going to go with Dave.
I will also be going with Dave because Rick's name has never been more true. Big names, no game. His people are not putting up points. And like Alex said, the injuries this week are just insurmountable. I mean, Arian Foster has even played this. Did he play last week? I don't even know.
He did. He got 1 point.
Yeah. So I doubt that he's going to get the projected 15 that he is said to get.
That's crazy.
Especially against Indy's defense.
Yeah, no way.
Pierre Garçon, Washington, playing against Atlanta. Sammy Watkins against Tennessee. I don't see it happening.
Note that we're all picking Dave. He's the underdog, so Micah kind of agrees with all of us. Now on to Micah against Kirk. This is a really good matchup, although both projected to get lower points. Micah, he says, I refuse to lose to Frank Gore. Micah continues to have it out for Frank Gore.
His campaign against Frank Gore.
Golly, ain't that the truth? Micah just traded for A.J. Green, although against Seattle, he's got Amari Cooper. He's been doing well. Odell is so shaky. Melvin, I'm not a huge fan of. T.J. Yeldon, who knows? Ow. Tyrod Taylor, I mean, even at his worst, he was at 15 points, so I guess that's good. I'm going to go with Kirk, though, another underdog. He lost his first week, but he's won the last 3 games to put him at first place in his division. I think he's got a team that's just kind of firing on all cylinders, and they kind of have to in order to put up points, but I'm going with Kirk.
I'm going to go with Micah on this one. I think they're going to have a big week this week. He's got a couple of good matchups. Odell Beckham Jr. against San Francisco will probably have a good game. Seattle's defense shit the bed this week, and I don't know if they're going to recover since he's good. Amari Cooper, even though they're playing Denver, will probably have a pretty good game. I'm going to go with Micah.
All right. And then last, but
how was that?
You said shit the bed, so it's Stanky! I clicked the... There we go. So, yeah, what, you didn't get that? Are you drunk? Wow, and it went to you, too!
How does it know?
I don't know.
How does it know?
I have no idea. That is crazy. Technology is amazing. Matchup of the week, of course. Huge game. We have a 2-2 against an 0-4 team. Couldn't get more exciting than this.
But notice who is projected to lose this game.
You are projected to
and
lose.
He doesn't
even have a guy
again.
in one of his slots. You're projected to lose. So this is before the trade. However, Micah says Tony gets his first win as Nate struggles with injuries and buys. He signed it, Micah James Garcia, as always.
As always.
Ronnie Hillman, you better hope he has a long run for a touchdown or he gets a couple of 1-yard touchdowns because I don't think he'll produce a lot of points. Otherwise, their run game just sucks. Carlos Williams, who knows if he'll even play. Alex Smith is against Chicago, so you got that going for you. Emmanuel Sanders, I think he turns it around against Oakland.
I hope so.
Vincent Jackson against Jacksonville, I think you got a shot to get some points there.
Owen Daniel is usually good for at least a touchdown.
Yeah.
Especially against Oakland, a lot of short game stuff.
Yeah, it is...
Thomas Rawls needs to get the fuck out of my lineup.
Yep.
Marshawn Lynch is back this week.
It's concerning to see you projected to lose with him not even having a full lineup. And he's 0-4.
But you also...
And he traded away Julio.
We both have zeros. He is missing a player. I have Thomas Rawls projected at 0 points.
All right. Okay, true.
But the chances of me finding a flex that will get me more than 0 points...
Booby Dixon!
I suggested that to you.
I will have to look. I'm just saying it's...
But yeah,
it might happen.
It's not looking good for the Nate Squadron.
No.
Yeah, rough week.
Todd Gurley expected to do well. So I will input those at some point eventually.
Future date
TBD.
It's to be determined.
Yes.
That's what that acronym stands for.
Yeah, I probably could have put that in the letters up at the top, but
You
I
still can. You
appreciate
put it right there.
That's
Right
true.
there.
Yeah, right at the top. There you go. That's the one. Yeah. Yep. Anything else? Any trade requests? Anything you want to just throw out there? We have a lot of viewers that watch this, so I'm sure your message will get out there into the interweb.
First off, I'd just like to say, fuck fantasy football.
Whoa!
It's
That sounded
super
like
stressful, and nobody is fucking producing, and everybody's supposed to produce. When a team plays Detroit, they're supposed to fucking score touchdowns, and they aren't. And then people are supposed to play Chicago, but then Jay Cutler decides that he's going to fucking play this week, even though he has like a broken shoulder or whatever. I don't even know what the fuck his problem is. Oh, I'm good for this week, because Nate's betting on me fucking losing. So I just like to say that. As far as trades go, I need running backs.
Now, does
Somebody
it have
to
to
play
be
the
a
flex.
running back?
Somebody to play the flex.
So it could be tight end, wide receiver, or running back.
Could be any of those 3 positions.
Man, I've got
I need a flex.
Lamar Miller.
Pass. You know what? Not pass. I'll take a look at it. Because my first idea was pass, but then this week he'll probably go off for 47 points.
47.
Against, I don't even know who Miami plays this week. Probably the team that he's not going to do well against.
I'm fairly certain he's on a bye.
Even better. I'll put him in.
Better than Thomas motherfucking Rawls.
Who's probably going to sit the bench.
Yeah. Sit your ass on the bench, Thomas. All right. Well, if that's it, we're all open for trades. I appreciate people putting it on the Facebook group.
Everybody is open for trade. Everybody in the league
everybody is open for trades.
Except for
because
Jessica, obviously.
There have been no true dominant players, I don't think, which is really rare. And that's one of the things that sucks. I mean, last year I traded away a lot of picks, and then got using those players, traded them away to get a lot of picks back, and I had a lot of picks for this draft, and I came away with what I thought was a very good draft, and it turns out it's not the case. So, Tyler, everybody else that wants draft picks and wants to sell now, next year could be like this year. You know, it's tough to, and to Tony, I guess, too, because he's the one that got the picks. It's tough to tell what next year is going to be like, so just be a little careful when you trade those picks away. Just maybe ride it out a little bit longer. So, other than that, I think that's it. Take it easy. Good luck to everyone except for Tyler and Tony.
You'll probably win, dog. I don't even know.
Oh, boy. A lot of confidence coming from us. Have a good week.